This is Tuol Sleng Genocide Museum in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, and it's one of the most haunted places that I have ever traveled to. During the Khmer Rouge regime from 1975 to 1979, this school was turned into a prison and torture center. Over 20,000 people were imprisoned here, and most of them were tortured to death or executed. The Khmer Rouge were led by a man named Pol Pot. He wanted to turn Cambodia into an agrarian society, so he took all the books from the schools and universities and burned them, believing that education was a tool of the West. He also closed down factories and businesses and forced people to work on farms. If they didn't work hard enough, they would be sent to Tuol Sleng, where they would be tortured and killed. The school was turned into a prison and torture center. It had cells for holding people and rooms for torturing them. The cells were dark and dirty, and the people who were held there were not allowed to sleep. They were forced to sit on the floor and stare at a wall. If they looked away, they would be beaten. The torturers would use all kinds of cruel methods to extract information from the prisoners. They would beat them with sticks and metal pipes. They would also use electric currents to torture them. Some of the prisoners were mentally unstable, and others went insane. After the Khmer Rouge regime fell in 1979, many of the prisoners were released, but they were not allowed to talk about what had happened to them. The museum was opened in 1998, and it is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Some people believe that the spirits of the prisoners are still here. They say that they have seen apparitions of prisoners in the cells and heard their screams and footsteps. I have to admit that when I visited, I felt a sense of sadness and despair. It was a very heavy place, and I could feel the pain and suffering that had occurred there. If you ever go to Cambodia, I highly recommend visiting this museum. It is a place of remembrance and a warning for the future. We must never forget what happened here so that it never happens again. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.